Hello, everybody. This is Alia Jamal, the Love Coach, and we are meeting for another Love Circle. And today we are talking about something each and every single one of us have experienced, struggle with, and sometimes we feel like, what do I do with my past? So today we are learning a very effective, easy way moving from past to present, because present is where the creative energy is. Present moment is where the divine presence is, and using this energy, you have to be here. That's how you get to create your future moment. People who master their future, or they master their life and they start creating what they want their life to look like, they have mastered being in the present moment. So that is what we are going to talk about today. I am going to share with you the three levels we get stuck in past, how to bring yourself into the present moment, and the last thing I'll share with you is a very quick, easy way to stay in the present moment. And again, everything I teach is from personal experience, seeing so many lives change. So I know that this does work if you will stay diligent. Just rewatch this recording as many times as you need to understand it, to ask me questions. You're going to see your life start shifting in a wonderful way. So let's get into what is getting stuck in past. So let's say you're driving down the road and then this past memory come, and then you're like, oh my God, my day is ruined. I remember when I was 20, this person did this to me. So whenever our mind is going into the past, it's actually our unconscious mind that's bringing stuff to the surface. It wants us to work through it. Yes, our unconscious mind, there's a part of it that wants us to stay safe, stuck, but also there's a helpful part that's telling you, hey, can you work on this? We really want to get rid of this before we get to the next level or understand it. So whenever that memory comes, it's coming up so you can resolve it. And that is the trauma that we have experienced in that moment. So let me just redefine trauma in my own words. Trauma to me is anything that separates you from your true self. It could be something very small. It could be something very big. Some people, they say, oh, I didn't experience any trauma. Every single human who is on the face of the earth have experienced it. Just the fact that you are in a physical body, you have a personality, you have an ego, you have experienced it. So instead of thinking trauma has to be something bad, something big, it could be something very small. It could be just like, maybe your pet died when you were 3 and it was a lot for you. It could be just as small as that, or you lost your favorite toy and you never found that stuffed bunny. So it's not something that has to be big. So when there is a trauma, which is basically separation between something happens outside of you, a trigger, an emotional trigger, and it creates a separation between your true self and between your body and your soul. And now it feels like, soul is somewhere up there, body's here struggling its own thing. So you feel separated from your true self. You feel lost in your own life. When that happens, 3 things are happening. One is your neural structure, physical neural structure, the neural pathways are changing. And that's why people who have experienced extreme kind of trauma, they do go through some kind of treatment where they learn how to not just rewire your brain just in terms of learning to think in a different way, but they do practice some things where the actual neural pathways start to change. So there are so many different kind of trainings available for that as well. And the second thing that is happening, our energy body, our unconscious mind is creating a very specific belief in that moment. So physically, a change happened, and now your unconscious mind is creating a belief that is going to shift. So the unconscious belief that is being created, it's going to shift how you see yourself. Again, it's unconscious, it's not going to be conscious. You're not going to be aware of it, but the way you look at yourself changes. So in that moment when the memory is coming, it's also the way you look at yourself. The third thing that's happening, your energetical body is shifting. This is my favorite. Once I understood it, it became so much easier for me to help my clients with releasing trauma. So if you have ever watched Harry Potter, and in that, when the Voldemort, his soul kind of shatters, he puts it into different object, and Harry Potter is one of those objects. So imagine when a trauma is happening, let's say two adults are fighting in front of you, that could be very traumatic for a child. The energy of that event itself gets absorbed in your body, in your energy body. So it gets stuck in your energy body. So whenever let's say you think about something specific in your childhood, maybe like, something starts happening in your stomach, something starts happening in your back, that is the place where the energy is stuck, most likely. So think of it this way: if your aura is white fabric, there's a spot on it. And that is how that memory is energetically stuck in your energy body. So when you're driving down and the memory comes, or it pulls you into the past, you're being pulled into it energetically. You're getting pulled into an unconscious level. And our whole body is our unconscious mind. And you're also getting pulled into, because the neural pathway has changed. So it's happening on multiple levels. That's why it's so hard for people to be in the present moment, because sometimes we try to work on only one thing, but there are 3 different layers to it. You can try all you want and stay focused in the present moment and be like, no, I'm here, I'm not gonna go into the past. You're using your conscious mind. That's only working on the unconscious part, it's kind of canceling only the unconscious mind hold, but there's still 2 other things going on that we are not able to do. So I just wanted to share that so you understand why it is so challenging to be in the present moment, and how you can actually use this information and create a lasting change in your life. So first, let's get into what is needed to create this shift. So I'm going to work with a past event. So let's say in the past, I would just use a moment from my life. At one point in my past, I had kind of like a public meltdown. I was so upset. I was so angry. I didn't know how to voice what I'm feeling. So when a shopkeeper did not serve me what I thought was the best customer service, I just told them, like, you're so bad, blah, blah, blah. I stormed out of there, sat in my car and just cried. So that was an explosion of my emotions, because I was not paying attention to my emotions. I was not giving myself permission to feel it and to communicate it. So that's kind of stuff happened. But now I have that memory, and whenever the memory comes, I feel bad. I was like, oh my God, why did I do it? There's so much judgment coming to the surface, and so much so that I don't even want to go back to that place. And I'm just like, judging myself, being away from it, but at the same time, it keeps coming back. It keeps coming back, and I keep feeling bad for myself. So there's a loop getting created, but that loop, being in that loop, I'm also losing energy, because when I am in the past, I am not here. The energy is here. So over time, I'm going to start feeling so tired. So most of us who have chronic fatigue issues, we stay stuck in the past, or we are so worried about the future. We don't know how to be in the present moment. And that is a skill that current human don't even know, because no one is teaching it to us. No one is telling it to us. And we have so many things that are pulling us on both ends. So if you do the work to implement what we are talking about today, you are going to have a skill that very few people have. And I can tell you from my personal experience, have made a huge difference in my life, being in the present moment and not stuck in the past. So now what we are going to do about it, the first thing we're going to do, we are going to understand what has happened. Now, for you, it could be something very small. It could be just like, the way your friend talked to you, or it could be an actual massive level betrayal or a higher level of trauma where you completely lost yourself. But we are going to start with understanding. Because when we understand, we're like bringing our different parts of us back into this present moment. Nothing is being stuck in the past. We are going to understand that whatever happened in that moment was here to serve me. So I'm not going to judge myself. I needed to act that way for me to realize that I don't want to be that way. I want to learn to be a different way. So understanding that it has to happen, and it's not because you're a bad person, understanding that that is what needed to happen for this moment to exist. When you start understanding that at a deeper level, so for me personally, it's at a soul level where I understand my soul chose to go through that. And it has to happen for me to exist in this moment right now. Otherwise, if I never had that meltdown, I was not going to raise my standard of my own inner emotional healing. I was not going to get the help that I got. So it had to happen. I understand that there is nothing to be judged about it. There's no right, there's no wrong. It just is. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is we are going to acknowledge that there is a higher power within you that is kind of like, taking you on a road. You might not like the road. You're like, why my road is so hard and somebody else's is so easy? But we are going to acknowledge while I'm going through this, there is another part of me that's driving me through this. I might feel lost in time. I might feel like why my past had to be so crazy. My friend's past is so easy. She has an easy life. Why mine is so crazy? In that moment, we are going to acknowledge there is another part of me that's driving it. I'm not going to sit there and judge myself, criticize myself. That's not what brings us into the present moment. That gets us stuck into the past. So we are going to acknowledge that higher part. For me personally, that's my soul. The way I have understood it, when my soul came here, there's a soul contract. There are people I'm going to meet in this world. They are going to trigger me. And then I would have to learn how to get over those triggers. And in that moment, I'm going to reveal more of my soul light. That is what I came here to do. So all of these things needs to happen. I understand they need to happen. And I also acknowledge it's not happening just by mistake or by chance. Somebody is guiding me through it. And that is my higher self. That is my soul. So I'm in this body. Body is how soul comes into this world. It's incarnated body of that soul, and a part of soul came into that body, and I'm going through this journey, but that soul is guiding me at all time. I'm never alone. So we are understanding, we are acknowledging. And then the third part that we do is being so grateful for all that you have learned. So no judgment, being grateful that going through this experience, what have I learned? How more of my soul light has come out? So I can tell you guys, from 2015 to 2020, my life was up and down, up and down, up and down. And some days it felt like, why can't I catch a breath? Why can't I get a break from this craziness? But because I kept going the course, I stuck with it. I didn't give up. I did not throw in the towel. I kept saying, there's something here I need to learn. There's something here I need to learn. The more I kept going, what I was doing, I was revealing more of my soul light. I revealed enough of my soul light that then I became guide for other people. I cannot become a guide if I didn't reveal my soul light, if I didn't understand, acknowledge, and became grateful for whatever I have gone through. And each and every one of us is on the same journey. I have my gifts to share, my soul light to share, and you all have your own soul light to share. And I know you are already doing it, whether you acknowledge it or not. But we are here to expose more and more and more of our soul. So that's why we continue growing. No matter where you are in your life, you're going to continue growing as long as you're in this body. And even after you come out of this body, you're going to keep growing. So this is we are going to focus on so we can start the shift. We are understanding, not judging. We are acknowledging and not just saying like why it had to happen. We are not just shoving it on the side. We are being grateful. So what's happening with that? We are already shifting our neurons. We are learning to think in a different way. We are engaging our conscious mind, which is rewiring the unconscious mind and the unconscious beliefs that we created when that trauma happened. For example, if somebody, when you were little, slapped you, could be a parent, could be another adult, in that moment, you internalized, I am not worthy. I am so low that a person can hit me, hurt me. Now, as you're going through this piece, you're understanding, okay, that has to happen. You're acknowledging it, that your soul is the one who guiding you, and then you're feeling grateful for what has happened. You're shifting those beliefs about yourself. You're elevating your beliefs about yourself. So it's already creating a shift. So now let's get to how we are going to really shift into the present. So again, we are going to tackle the three levels. So first would be, in order to change our neurons, the neural pathways, we are going to give ourselves a different experience. When consciously you give yourself a different experience, you literally change the way your brain chemistry is and your brain physiology is. You're creating a physical change. Now that change could be, maybe last year you were super lazy and you keep going into the past, and you're like, why did I do that? I wasted so much of my time. So giving yourself a different experience this year, this day, this month, be more productive. Do something that would make you feel productive. It could be, in the past, somebody was mistreating you, you still stayed in the relationship. So give yourself a different experience. Today, when someone mistreats you, let them go. It will be very difficult, but when you would do that, you're going to reveal more of your light. But you have to consciously give yourself a different experience. Once you give yourself a different experience, you create a permanent change in your physiology. It's not something small, it's huge. I personally geek out on why I am doing what I'm doing, so I can convince myself, okay, if I give myself a different experience, it's really having an direct impact on my physiology. If I understand it this way, I can convince myself to give myself a different experience. So that is something you will do. Whatever has happened in the past, you will give yourself a different experience. The second thing you would do is nurture new beliefs about yourself. So my belief became, in that moment, I can explode at any moment. I am not in control of myself. So I had to nurture the belief, I am in control, I'm in control, I'm in control at all time. And I actually just experienced it on this past Saturday. Something happened. There was a chance for me to completely explode the way I experienced anger, but I let myself feel it, but not act on it. And I just stayed with it for 2 to 3 hours. I just stayed quiet. I just felt it. I did not try to suppress it or ignore it or get myself busy with my phone or talking to somebody or watching something. I stayed with it. That is giving myself a different experience. And also that is rewiring in my mind in my unconscious mind that those beliefs are not true anymore. I am in control. So based on whatever the incident you're working on right now, you can write down the beliefs that needs to be shifted, and you can just add them part of your daily affirmations that you look in the mirror for 5 minutes and you say it over and over and over. And that's how you create change on another level. The last one, which very few people know about, unless you've been working with the energy healer or you're energy healer yourself, most people don't even know about it, how to create that energetical transformation within you. So I'm going to share, in this moment, I'm going to share something with you that you can do. Unless if you are not ready to work with the energy healer right now, you can do it yourself. We all are healers. We all are. We are so magical. So the way you're going to transform the energy. So let's say this call finishes, you're just sitting down there, and then you remember, last month this thing happened, and you're just feeling the energy. So what you're going to do, just close your eyes, feel where you're feeling. Let's say you're feeling it in your heart. With your hand, pull out that energy. Keep your eyes closed. It makes you easy to connect with it. Open your hand and just see what is the object. What is it here? We are going to connect with that energy using our physical senses. What color is it? How does it look like? How does it smell? Does it have a sound to it? And what is this feeling? Is it anger? Is it sadness? Is it judgment? So once you have fully connected, you're going to close your palms and you're going to rub it really, really fast. As you're rubbing it between your palms, because there's two energy centers that are transforming the energy, you are transforming it to the highest level possible, and your higher self is guiding what it needs to be transferred to. Let's say if it was judgment, your higher self is deciding what it needs to transform into. As you're doing this, pay attention to your physical body. A moment will come where your physical body just gets a little looser. It always happens to me, so that is my cue. It just changes. That's when I know it's done. So then you open your palms again, and then you connect with it again. What color is it now? For me, it's more of a whitish color now. It's more of a ball of light now. It's not an object anymore. And it does taste sweeter to me. So what I'm going to do, I'm also going to connect with what is this energy now? To me, it's peace. From judgment, we went to peace. I'm putting it back where I took it out from. And I'm letting that energy of peace move all over my body. Letting it move all over my body. I'm really feeling it. And then you can open your eyes. So what we just did, you transformed the energy that was somewhere stuck in your body into whatever it needs to be, being guided by your higher self. I believe Eckhart Tolle has talked a lot about this concept. He calls it pain body. So there's this ball of energy. Whenever you get triggered, it just comes to the surface. And that is when all kind of chaos is coming out. But if you are present with it, you connect with it, you take it out, you transform it, you might have to do it a few times. Because you're doing DIY style, you might have to do it a couple of times. But now you have a tool to use whenever you're feeling it. And trust me, you can be in the middle of the biggest craziness of your life. You use this strategy to transform that, and you're going to feel light within few minutes. And this is something you have to try it to believe me. So I really hope you do that. So those are the 3 ways you can start shifting into present. One is give yourself different experience, use new beliefs, nurture new beliefs to rewire your unconscious mind. You're transforming the energy. But then what are you going to practice every single day that works on all 3 levels? This is my favorite. And using this, I'm telling you guys, I have been able to do things that I thought I won't be able to do for at least 3 to 4 years. So this stuff really works. It's simple. Don't get bogged, don't get, stuck into like, this is too simple to be true, but sometimes the real things that actually work are very, very simple. Our mind tries to complicate things, but being a human, being a happy, healthy human is easy and it's simple. So you're learning how to make it easy and simple. So this is what you're going to do. Whenever you feel triggered, anything that comes from the past, you're going to pause. Whatever you're doing, you're just going to take a moment. So when you pause, you're already focused here. And then you're going to take a breath. Your energy is coming here too. And then you're going to feel grateful that this memory popped up. So now we are shifting towards gratitude. So whenever we shift into gratitude, our heart opens. Whenever your heart opens, your crown chakra opens and your whole energy body shifts. So we paused, we took a deep breath, we felt gratitude. I'm so grateful to this memory that it popped up, right? And then we are going to say, I am complete in this moment. You can say it out loud. You can say it in your mind. You can put your hand on your body and say, I am complete in this moment. You are rewiring your unconscious mind because this is an affirmation. You're also affirming that, okay, this is where I am and I am complete, because your soul is complete at all time, no matter how much of trouble your physical body is going through or your physical reality is experiencing right now. You could be in the most chaotic season of your life, but your soul is always complete. So we are also plugging into the energy of our soul. We are declaring our higher truth. All of your energy and everything is going to come in this moment, and you're present right here. I don't want to go into too many details, what I've been able to achieve just using this simple thing. I want you to go and try yourself and come back and share with me how it has changed your life. So if you got nothing from the whole thing, just remember this. Whenever past comes and bother you, any incident from your past, pause, take a deep breath, say thank you to that. Thank you for popping up in my life. I am complete in this moment. And the more you start saying, I'm complete in this moment, I'm complete in this moment, you're going to start seeing a shift in the way you feel, the way you think, because now all of your energy is present right here in this moment. So that is all that I have for you guys today. If you have further questions, reach out to me. If you're watching this random YouTube video, Google Alia the Love Coach, and you can find me if you're ready to go on the journey of healing your past traumas so you can truly be present in this moment and create the life that you truly desire. Reach out to me and I would love to be your guide. That is all for today, and I'll see you all next Thursday. Love you. Bye.